Hello everyone, this is New World Updates and today is the 10th of May 2023. Today is 441 days of the Russo-Ukraine war and here are some of the latest reports. Yesterday the flank near Bakhmut, the armed forces of Ukraine launched a counterattack, wedged into the Russian defense. Ukrainian armored by former Azov regiment went on the attack in the Kleshivka area southwest of the city. After artillery preparation, the Ukrainian troops threw tanks and infantry fighting vehicles into battle, correcting their attacks from drones. Under the onslaught of the Ukrainian forces, one of the Russian units left their positions, exposing a front almost 2 kilometers wide and 500 meters deep. According to a Ukrainian source, the 3rd Assault Detachment of PMC Wagner was sent to stop the breakthrough, in which artillery is actively working on the advancing Ukrainian troops. At the same time, in Bakhmut itself, attack aircraft of the PMC Wagner continued to break into the defenses in 2 large strongholds of the armed forces of Ukraine in the Airplane Monumental area and in the area of Yubileyная Street. The Russian forces have an advance in the city, while the Ukrainian forces have lost some of its positions. Heavy fighting took place all night. The situation on the north flank is stabilized. Wagner and RF troops slowly but steadily advance. However, the southern flank still remains extremely tense. Wagner have managed to stop the armed forces of Ukraine in its tracks and prevent a breakthrough. Heavy bloody battles take place. Unfortunately, Wagner has taken heavy losses in this direction. Fighting inside the citadel continues, with Wagner reportedly capturing 2 more high-rise buildings. A Ukrainian source tells that hell broke out in Bakhmut, and that both sides' artillery is working non-stop. If the Russian troops want a final capture of Bakhmut, then they need to send huge amounts of manpower and equipment to the flanks in Bakhmut. Wagner are taking the city, but Russian forces need to hold the flanks. Wagner can't do both. This only leads to higher losses and loss of ground. The head of the Wagner PMC announced the withdrawal of some parts of the Russian armed forces, as well as other PMCs from the flanks south of Bakhmut, west of Kleshivka, which gave the Ukrainian army a reason to attribute success to himself. Some of the positions were brought back under the control by the PMC Wagner forces. The offensive continues in Bakhmut itself. During the day, the Ukrainian forces attempted a mass drone attack on the territory of Russia, including the central regions. Several dozen machines have been planted. The Russian armed forces worked at night with geraniums on Ukrainian targets in the Dnipropetrovsk and Zaporozhye regions. Explosions were reported in Kramatorsk and Kurakovo, Chernihiv and Sumy regions. According to reports from the Russian Ministry of Defense in the Kupiansk direction, up to 35 Ukrainian troops, tank, 2 motor vehicles, and Akatsiya self-propelled artillery system have been neutralized. In Krasny Liman direction, up to 75 Ukrainian troops, 2 armored fighting vehicles, 3 pickup trucks, Grad MLRS, and 2 D-30 howitzers were hit. In Donetsk direction, over 465 Ukrainian troops and mercenaries, 2 tanks, 6 armored fighting vehicles, 6 motor vehicles, Grad self-propelled artillery system, and 2 D-20 and D-30 howitzers were hit. In South Donetsk and Zaporozhye directions, over 90 Ukrainian troops, 2 armored fighting vehicles, 2 motor vehicles, and M1B howitzer have been neutralized. In Kherson direction, up to 30 Ukrainian troops, 5 motor vehicles, and 2 Vozdika self-propelled artillery systems were hit. From the Uglder and Zaporozhye directions, it is reported that in the area of Uglder and Gulyai Pol in Zaporozhye region, artillery and aviation of the Russian armed forces destroyed 2 combat vehicles and an M1B howitzer. In the first half of the day there were artillery duels in the Uglder direction. Meanwhile the armed forces of the Russian Federation destroyed a hangar with armed forces of Ukraine equipment in the Kherson direction. On the right bank of the Kherson region, Russian fighters destroyed a hangar with Ukrainian equipment, in which there were BMP-1, Dingo ATF armored vehicles, YPR-765 armored personnel carrier, and Kozak-7. In the Kursk region, Russian border guards were fighting with the Ukrainian DRG. The saboteurs approached the border near the village of Tetkino. After a short exchange of fire, the Ukrainian group withdrew. There are no casualties. That's all for now and thanks for watching my video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share my videos. See you in my next video.